we'll just see though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all it boils down to. I'm very disciplined in the sport of boxing, in life in general. It's getting to that point, but if it makes sense, it makes sense. The numbers, I know when the numbers come out, the numbers did very well. Gate did very well. I proved that I'm a draw in the sport of boxing. I proved that the people want to see me. They come out, they support.
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked your man.
2026, you're doing it.
Promise?
Remember, you promised. You're the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. Say, look, handle that business, okay?
I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, Devin's season. I just seen something the other day. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season just...
Devin Haney demands Keyshawn Davis send the contract, warning he'll break him down in dominant fashion.
Come out swinging, come out wild like he does. But you know, I'm gonna break him down. I'm gonna crush him. I'm gonna step on him. No matter what.
Devin Haney has called on Keyshawn Davis to sign the deal, making it clear he believes he would systematically dismantle him in a one-sided performance.
Around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times I'm around Devin Haney and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit, or just who we are today. And it just never showed. It never even looked me in my eyes. It never showed me respect. Like it never. Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real, that nigga still a kid. Like he just never gave me my respect.
He sent you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, big nigga, you know goddamn well. Now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, I lived up to it and then some. Fuck you talking about? And he's still like, his father used to. It's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, "Oh shit, the businessman. What's up with you?" Like that.
Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney have been locked in a tense rivalry for years, driven by mutual pride and fierce competitive energy.
That was steroids, and it changed his whole career. It changed how he talked. It changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen, and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry, there's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You don't know how to take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life, and now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't really know how to take it. Granted, I wasn't in there fighting Ryan Garcia, but you asked me how I feel. You done took it all the way to suing and all that extra shit. I feel like, bro, you soft.
Keyshawn Davis claimed that facing an opponent he believed was using performance-enhancing drugs reshaped his perspective on the sport, and he used that experience to question Devin Haney's toughness.
Keyshawn Davis goes out and dominates Ortiz, beats him pillar to post, and knocks him out in the 12th round. 11th round body shot put him down. 12th round body shot took him out. I was really impressed with Keyshawn that night. How about you?
Yeah, no, I was impressed because Ortiz was a handful. And I think that's the best I've seen Ortiz fight. We know that he's a championship spoiler, right? If you're not careful with guys like Ortiz, they can win quiet rounds, and next thing you know, you're in trouble in the later part of the rounds. This fight could have turned out that way, but Keyshawn never allowed Ortiz to play the spoiler, and he closed the show. If Keyshawn wouldn't have got that knockout in the end, then I probably would have picked apart that performance a little bit and been like, you know what, man? Keyshawn wasn't at his absolute best. He could have done this. He put it in another gear. It was a big moment, a big stage, but he closed the show, and he never let the spoiler play his...
Keyshawn Davis has been on a serious run, highlighted by his win over Jermaine Ortiz, and now he's turning his focus squarely toward Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson gave high praise to Keyshawn Davis, making it clear that while he's helped prepare plenty of fighters, including his own brother, none of them operate on Keyshawn's level. According to Shakur, the difference is obvious once you're in the gym. The discipline, sharpness, and overall command Keyshawn brings sets him apart from everyone else he's worked with, reinforcing the idea that Davis isn't just talented, he's elite.
This, right? it's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's kind of unfair.
What you mean?
It's unfair for these fighters to the point where that's really my brother, and we could really help each other and prepare for these fights. So when he going out there, right?
Tomir Smalls weighed in on the growing tension between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis by zooming out to the bigger picture, timing and development. He pointed out that Keyshawn was calling out Devin very early in his career, even back when he was still undefeated but inexperienced, and suggested that moment showed how much seasoning really matters in boxing. In Smalls' view, there are certain levels you shouldn't jump to until you've put in the right rounds and learned the hard lessons at the same time. Smalls made it clear this rivalry is compelling because both fighters have grown up in the sport alongside each other. Their paths have been running parallel for years, which makes a future matchup feel natural. He believes it would be a quality fight fans would absolutely tune in for. Smalls also floated the idea that weight could play a role in how it all unfolds, mentioning that he once expected Devin to cross paths with Shakur Stevenson first. No matter how it lines up, he sees Haney versus Davis as unavoidable and exciting when it finally happens.
For me, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? I gotta see everybody above me. You know what I mean? If you're not above me, I ain't worrying about you. If you got one of them belts, I'm on that ass. You know what I mean?
Do you like to hear that? Like hearing more guys at 140 or the big name dudes jump into your division?
Yeah, big name. I thought you was about to say just, I don't want just anybody just moving up to 47. Ain't gonna do nothing but get crowded, but the bigger names ain't doing nothing but making more opportunity. You know, they gonna be, everybody's scanning each other. And them coming up, they gonna have to be looking for somebody that's above them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm ready to get it on.
In your opinion, who wins that fight if it were to occur?
Out of who?
Devin and Keyshawn.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season it play a part. You know what I mean? But they both been in the game about the same time, man. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight for sure.
Do you think the weight is gonna play a role?
I honestly thought Devin and Shakur would end up fighting first. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I thought they would end up fighting first, but you know.
Keyshawn Davis dominated from bell to bell, dictating the pace and systematically breaking down Jermaine Ortiz with pinpoint accuracy. He blended his attacks seamlessly, body jabs, hooks, uppercuts, and crisp combinations, while applying relentless pressure that kept Ortiz from ever finding a rhythm. The bout reached its climax in the 12th round, when Davis landed punishing body shots that led to a knockout finish. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. It showcased Davis's technical skill, strategic intelligence, and ability to close out fights when it counts most. With this performance, he cemented his status as one of boxing's rising stars and signaled that he's ready for the next level of challenges.
Good game plan, Jermaine Ortiz, and he's just not that guy. He's come up short now 3 times on the biggest stage possible. No shame losing to Loma, Lopez, and Keyshawn, but when you're getting knocked out in the last round, that's when you start questioning your stance in the top of the game. But that's credit Keyshawn, man. He closed the show and he looked incredible.
I thought Keyshawn was really good. He obviously filled out the weight really well. He is a strong 140-pounder. Body work has become his MO. You go back to the Dennis Baranchik fight, knocked down Baranchik, kind of went the same way. Knocked down Baranchik in the 3rd round with a body shot, knocked him out in the 4th round. This time was the 11th and the 12th round for Jermaine Ortiz. I would disagree with you that I didn't like Ortiz's game plan. I thought he should have moved a lot more.
By 2026, many analysts see the most intriguing clash in boxing shaping up to be Keyshawn Davis versus Devin the Dream Haney. Years of tension between Davis, his team, and Haney, fueled by verbal jabs and competitive rivalry, have built serious anticipation. While Haney has been linked to other names like Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios, a matchup with Keyshawn promises more excitement and bigger financial stakes. Already a champion at 135 pounds, Davis has delivered performances that some fans found even more thrilling than Shakur Stevenson's, and his rapid rise has shifted the conversation toward marquee fights of the division.
Keyshawn Davis brothers, and Devin the Dream Haney. I believe in the 147-pound division that a Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney will be just as interesting, just as lucrative than any of those fights that we mentioned. A potential fight with Rolly Romero, potential fight with Devin Haney and Crocker. I think Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney will be a way better fight than that. Mario Barrios, I think that Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney promo will be way better than the Mario Barrios and Devin Haney. And of course, those are unification bouts, but we also in the landscape of boxing in which belts don't matter as much. It don't matter as much. It matters, but it don't matter as much. Keyshawn Davis was already a champion in the 135-pound division, and what he performed very, very well is that Keyshawn Davis has is really more entertaining than the performance that Shakur Stevenson had. We was talking about Shakur Stevenson and Tank in the 135-pound division, but as Keyshawn kept emerging, he was already a conversation of Shakur, Keyshawn, and Davis, Keyshawn. Of course, we got Andy Cruz. They're going to be facing Murataya on the 24th, but look like that fight is not gonna happen. The primary fight for Keyshawn Davis now, in my opinion, is Devin the Dream Haney at 147 because that's his plans. The primary fight for a Devin Haney, in all actuality, should be now a Keyshawn Davis. If Keyshawn Davis is willing to fight you and they call in and Devin Haney and Bill Haney, shout out to Bill Haney, he's done a wonderful job as a manager, is saying that they Debo, well, Keyshawn Davis is Craig and Keyshawn Davis is running towards Debo.
He's a seasoned pro in there, so, it's a great fight. I want to see the fight, but I would favor Keyshawn just on the strength that I love how Keyshawn fights. I love his meanness. I love, like I say, his kill mentality. He has great hand speed, like I say, great punch selection, and he's willing to mix it up in there. So I will favor Keyshawn, but it's just a fight that I would love to see.
I mean, knowing that Devin Haney fight could be such a big fight down the line, do you would rather see Keyshawn in a fight at 147 first before tackling Devin Haney? What do you think?
No, just give him what he wants.
Give him what he wants.
All the talking, just give him what he wants. If that's what he said, then just do that. Sometimes we just gotta listen what they say and give them what they want. As a star, like I say, he's a silver medalist. He's a world champion already, been a world champion already. There's no more holding back for him now. Just let him go. Let him off the leash,
After the fight, Conor Benn comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that. And now he came through victorious.
Haney took to social media and responded, and he said, Keyshawn, as you can see here, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Right? Now, Keyshawn is now 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Devin is 34 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. So Devin got more knockouts than Keyshawn actually has fights. Devin is about 5'9", with about 72-inch arm reach. Keyshawn is about 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Keyshawn has more power. Devin Haney has shown that he's a better pure boxer. I think Devin Haney's defense is better than Keyshawn's. Devin Haney's going to control him with his jab, his distance, his range, and his counterpunch ability. I think this is going to be the most skilled, talented fighter that Devin Haney has fought outside of Lomachenko. Right? Lomachenko is so accomplished, so skilled, so talented. But I just think that Keyshawn is bigger, has more power than Lomachenko, and just as talented and skilled as Lomachenko. I think Keyshawn is more skilled and talented than Regis Prograis and Brian Norman Jr., but they got more power than Keyshawn does.
Keyshawn kept the pressure. Him keeping that pressure wasn't allowing Jermaine to get set and set up whatever he needs. He did a great job pressing him. The jab to the body, the right hand to the body, the hooks, uppercut, everything. Everything he did was good. It was with pressure. And I think that was the main factor. He kept the pressure on him. The 1-2 now.
Keyshawn's timing is fucking incredible. Like, coming off the layoff, right? Coming up to another division. In my mind, I'm thinking that was going to be the first thing to suffer. But he had his timing from round 1.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't nothing for him really to pick up on because Jermaine Ortiz is a rhythm fighter. He got to feel good to get his shit off. I mean, he gotta know that you slowed down for him to get his shit off. And Keyshawn wasn't planning on slowing down. Main thing, keeping that pressure. He stayed in his face. That was very important.
He seemed to be pressing for the stoppage. Late rounds, he predicted the stoppage. Even when he had the fight, like he was comfortably ahead, he kept pressing the gas. Did you know that he was going to get Maine out of there late?
I didn't know he was going to get him out late. I knew it was a possibility, especially the way he was hitting him to the body. He was landing good, clean shots to the body, and you could tell Jermaine ain't like it. And I had tweeted after the second round, and I said all Keyshawn got to do is keep going to the body, and that's what ultimately ended it. The body work. I mean, you could tell he's just a lot better. He's just a lot better fighter than what Jermaine is used to. I think the size. It's not that Keyshawn is a real big guy, but his approach is like a big guy.